The man that was created to destroy the Avengers is getting his own series. This is Wonder Man.
You got this, man. You just gotta go out there and crush it.
At his core, Wonder Man is Simon Williams, a man whose longing to matter made him a target for manipulation. Understand, he wasn't born a villain. He was an industrialist and a man out of options. When technology coming out of Stark Industries made his patents useless, Simon did something desperate. He stole from Stark to keep his company alive. He was caught. And here is where Baron Zemo finds him. Zemo didn't offer redemption. He offered revenge, gift wrapped as power, with a cost Simon could never survive. Using experimental ionic rays, Simon was transformed into something else entirely. Strength beyond description, near invincibility, and power on the level of gods. Zemo didn't just give him power, he erased his limits. But there's a catch. Simon wasn't meant to survive. He was sent to infiltrate the Avengers and die doing it. Everything seems to go as planned until Simon Williams chooses differently. The man out of options created his own. He turned on Zemo and warns the Avengers, and he dies saving the very people he was created to destroy. But Wonder Man's story doesn't end with his death. In fact, his legacy is the reason some of Marvel's most important heroes exist at all. Simon's death doesn't create peace, it creates resentment. His brother Eric Williams, also known as the villain the Grim Reaper, blames the Avengers for his brother's death. Eric's quest for revenge leads to one of the Avengers' darkest moments, as well as the rise of a new Avenger. That Avenger was T'Challa, the Black Panther. Even in death, Simon doesn't totally disappear. His mind lives on. This mind becomes part of the foundation for Vision. After failing to save him, Hank Pym, also known as Giant Man, decides to preserve his brain patterns inside of an electronic memory bank of sorts. Later, Ultron, Hank Pym's attempt at creating synthetic life, uses that data along with an android body belonging to the original Human Torch, not Johnny Storm, to create Vision. Meaning Vision's humanity, emotions, and even his sense of self all tie back to Wonder Man. Now in Marvel Comics, death is often a chapter and not the ending. When Simon Williams returns, he does so not as a weapon, but as a valued member of the Avengers. This journey from manipulated weapon, heroic death, to Avenger is why Marvel is telling this story now. The MCU is in a phase where identity and purpose, not just power, are at the forefront of their storytelling, and Wonder Man is a character that has always been defined by this. In the comics, Simon Williams becomes an actor, not for the fame, but because he's searching for meaning beyond the superheroic life. The Disney Plus series is leaning into this, following Simon as a struggling actor who discovers his powers while trying to define who he is. Not just a hero, but a person. This makes Wonder Man one of the most human stories Marvel can tell right now. With Yahya Abdul-Mateen II stepping into the role, Marvel is clearly aiming for depth, and with Marvel exploring this side of Wonder Man, it may not be just about one character. In the comics, Wonder Man is a founding member of the West Coast Avengers, a team founded by Hawkeye that includes heroes like Iron Man, Mockingbird, Tigra, and Simon Williams himself. So Marvel introducing Wonder Man now, as the MCU continues to rebuild its sense of direction, feels purposeful. Less like a side story and more like a foundation. This series could be the first steps towards the West Coast Avengers. And if this is true, it means that Wonder Man isn't here to save the world, but to remind Marvel what kind of stories it wants to tell again. Do you think Wonder Man is the beginning of the West Coast Avengers? Wonder Man was never meant to be a hero, and that is exactly why he matters now.